It's classy.
Yes,
Dude,
we're
in
gonna be
plastic
classy
cups.
today.
I swear, this is like story of my life. I that's my own wine label.
Mm-hmm.
And so my whole spiel is that it's good wine without the rules. So really, you can drink it from a plastic cup and nobody's going to judge you.
I'm not judging.
Yeah, you're not judging me. Secretly. I'm watching for all the eyes over there. You judging me? Okay, so you're in New York. Are you here for Fashion Week or did you come for VMAs?
Came for VMAs and then press for our Hulu show.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't think I'm doing any Fashion Week stuff here.
You look like you are. The nails are nailing. I love those jeans. Where are those jeans from? Do you want me to check the tag on
Park.
What is
Dark
it?
Park. Wait.
They're really cute.
No.
We'll check
but they're
after.
really cute.
Yeah, they're really cute. They're like sparkly. I guess I always forget that I do YouTube now, and I always feel like I need to describe like what people look like on my podcast, and I'm like, oh wait, everybody can see you. But so how was presenting at the VMAs? Like that's freaking huge.
It was so much fun. It was kind of scary because it was so loud. I did it last year. It was loud.
That's what scared you? I would be scared because Taylor Swift would be looking me dead in my soul. I'd be like, oh shit.
I just don't like make eye contact with anyone, so I don't like freak out. And then I was standing on stage and I looked behind me. I'm like, oh, everyone's right there. But I saw my parents. I waved to them. It was fun.
Oh, that's nice. You guys have such a solid family, it feels like, and support system. So it's nice that you get to all do it together because you're also promoting your show with your whole family. And so that's fun to do. But you get nervous, like, I mean, you've done so much already, but do you get nervous having to go out and like be in front of all these A-list celebrities? Or are you like, just another day? Not
really. I feel like I just try to not think about it, so it's not scary.
God, can you teach me that trick?
I can't be scared, and I feel like it's gonna be so much worse if I'm scared, so I just gotta like do it.
Okay, how old are you?
22.
22. At 22, I was scared to like go to the vending machine in front of somebody because I was like, what if they're looking at me? Like it's so cool that you already have that kind of confidence and you're like, where do you think it comes from? Because you're thrown out there on the internet kind of overnight, like become this big success, and you don't know, like before that, you didn't know what your life was going to be now. So where do you think that comes from, that you like can do things that like most people probably couldn't?
I think I really like public speaking. You
do?
Yeah.
Good for you.
That never really stresses me out. I don't know. I've just always kind of been good at winging it. And I feel like it's kind of the same thing. And I get a teleprompter. So it's
you get a teleprompter, so you literally just have to read.
Yeah. So as long as I can do that, then I feel like I'm fine.
It's crazy too, because you could put out something that gets millions of views just on your phone and not think twice. But then like just to have, you know, like an intimate room full of celebrities, you're like, wait a second, it's much different when you can see them. Where do you think you would be if it wasn't for TikTok? Like, did you have a thing in life where you're like, this is what I'll do? Like, I know you're involved in music. Like, is there something that you thought you would do?
Definitely something in fashion. Yeah. Probably, because my dad works in the clothing business. So I've always been around that. And like, I worked at a clothing store.
Did you really?
Yeah.
What one?
It's called LF. I think they all closed down. Oh. But I worked there. And that was really fun. So I liked selling and that kind of stuff.
That's cool. Yeah, it's as soon as you walked in, I'm like, she gets it. I'm like, I need help in the fashion department. I'm like, sweats, cardigan.
Oh, I would love to be in sweats and a hoodie every day, but
really,
yeah, I feel like that's most of my closet. But I do like fashion and dressing up, but I also love being comfortable.
Yes.
I like took my shoes off immediately.
Yes, so did I. I'm literally wearing mixed match socks right now, and like shoes are optional around here, okay?
Perfect.
Did you like watching your sister on Dancing with the Stars?
Oh, it was insane.
Wasn't that so fun?
It was so like for most of the shows I watched from home, and I like was just crying because I'm just so proud of her and my mom as well. Like,
God, your mom crushed it.
Good.
I had Artem as my partner when I was on it. And so I was like, asked her, I'm like, does he say this to you? She's like, no. I'm like, what? Your mom crushed it too.
Yeah.
My gosh. I saw your mom's photos from yesterday or something. She is just
She looks amazing.
She is fire. Well, I love your dad too. I went out with them one time in LA and I just love them. I adore them. Your whole family is just incredible. It makes sense. You know, when you meet a family and you're like, you're supposed to be on TV. That's how I feel about you guys. Like, you're not only are you entertaining, but you're like all grounded and like good people.
Thank you.
And I feel like that's hard to come by. But I love getting to know people on my podcast a little bit better. And of course, I don't know you. I know I've seen your stuff, of course, but and I've talked to your mom on the podcast as well, but I don't know you personally. So I usually save games for the end, but I'm going to put a game in the middle just to kind of get to know you a little bit better. Okay. So 5 deep questions.
Okay.
Getting to know you better. Okay. What is your favorite childhood memory?
I mean, I spent so much time with my family. Like, my dad worked from home. My family was always together. We would just always have fun. Like, my parents were always fun, and they were the last ones at the party.
Yeah.
Like, we just had a really good schedule. Like, especially in the summer, we would go to the beach and then go get ice cream and go home together and, like, all hang out.
You guys are like a tight-knit family. Yeah, you do everything together.
We're very close. I can't think of one.
Well, that's beach. Thing, I mean, go to the beach with your family and ice cream. That's like a childhood memory of mine is going to my family's cabin and just being by the water.
Yeah, just like anything to do with them is great.
Anything to do with them. That's so nice. I hope my kids speak of me that way one day. That's
I know. I'm like, I'm very nice to my family. They're very lucky to have me.
They are so lucky to have me. Well, they are. And
they might say differently. That
no. Your mom speaks so highly of all of you. It definitely is mutual. Okay, who is like an inspiration to you when you think about like the kind of person you want to be and the things you want to do in your life? Who inspires you?
I feel like my dad.
That's cool.
Like, so,
but my dad inspires the hell out of me. I get that.
Everything he does, I feel like he does it right, and he's so smart and just very hardworking, and he's a great role model to watch, and like everything he's done.
My dad was just with me for a week in Nashville visiting, and I posted just how special it is to me to have that kind of relationship with my dad and what kind of role model he has been to me, or like even just as a man, how to like to feel treated. And it got me thinking, because 3 of my close friends have lost their dads, and I'm like, I want to like reach out and hug every person who either like has lost a dad or doesn't have a relationship with their dad, because it can be such a special bond. And I think that's so cool that he inspires you and that you get that, because I understand having that relationship with your dad. That's awesome. I love that he inspires you. What are you the most passionate about?
Right now, I think music, probably. I'm just having so much fun. And I was just in Nashville writing there.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's kind of just been a great way to get all of my feelings out there, and I've been having so much fun writing and recording, and I just want to like, I'm taking my time, but I want to be able to release everything and go on tour, hopefully.
Oh, that would be fun.
That's probably my number one thing right now.
That's cool, because first of all, Nashville is definitely the place to do it. There's so many talented, incredible, like nice humans that want you to succeed there. You know what I mean? I feel like, not to dog on LA and New York, like I love them all for what they bring to the table, but Nashville, I feel like the people want to champion other people there, and they want them to succeed, and they'll do whatever to help you. And I know for you, music can be super therapeutic, because I was reading about how you use your journaling to even write music. So what does a songwriting process for you look like?
I walk into a room with like a writer and a producer and basically just start talking, and I'm like, oh my god, this boy did this to me and I'm pissed, or I did this to someone and I feel like an asshole, but I need to like fix it. Just kind of anything. I just talk and talk until like someone connects with something, and then we'll go deep into a song and just go something like that. And they're like, what are you listening to? What do you like to hear right now? And I play like the most random songs, and then we'll just kind of go from there. Yeah.
Isn't music cool that way, where anything can inspire anyone? It could be, you could be like, this is a dumb story, or like I don't want to share that. It could be anything, and it could click with someone. And that means, you know, when you get to share it with your audience, that something that has happened to you can resonate so much with so many different people. And it could be the same story. It could be something that reminds them of a story. It could be something completely different, but the words mean something to them. Like that's what's so cool about music. But you've been kind of open about your feelings and certain things that happen in your life. And I think it's so cool. There's this organization in Nashville for people coming back who have PTSD and have depression. And it's a foundation that actually helps them channel their PTSD into songwriting. Oh, and wow. It actually helps people so much. And even myself, I do a little bit of songwriting in Nashville. And it's so nice to not feel judged. Like you just go in and you can say exactly what you're feeling, and nobody's like, it's like, oh, let's write a song about it. You know, it's such a cool. Music is so cool in that way. So you were just in Nashville writing music. I know before you've had music that you released, but it kind of wasn't your story, and this time it's going to be different. Where this is going to be more personal to you. So have you done an album? Like when can we expect it? How many songs are you going to put out there?
I have no idea.
Are you just going with the flow right now?
Going with the flow. I feel like I have two totally different sounds going right now. More like a pop rock thing, and then more like singer-songwriter, guitar, very stripped down. Cool. And I feel like I'll probably end up doing like one and then another like EP of both, just so I can like do both. Because I do love, like I love pop music. I love all different styles of music. So I just want to be able to share both, but they definitely don't exist together that well.
Yeah.
So
I feel like you can do that these days.
I know.
What I mean?
There's honestly no rules, but like for me and my brain, I'm like, no, they need to be separate. Like I can't listen to this like song and then go into this nice like little
and that's the beautiful thing about it, is that it's whatever, you know, you want it to be and what resonates with you. Okay, support for today's episode comes from Jenny Kane, your one-stop shop for handcrafted furniture and home decor, perfect for refreshing your space this fall. From pillows and throws to beds and nightstands, Jenny Kane is always worth the investment, and it's truly built to last forever. I have so many pieces. Find your forever pieces with my exclusive 15% off discount. Just go to jennykane.com/home and use code VINE to get 15% off your order. Obviously, 'tis the season for gatherings, and I just love to host. Jenny Kane has all of your high-end kitchen essentials with pieces starting at $25. It's the easiest way to completely elevate your dining room and kitchen aesthetic. So to prepare for the festivities, I treated myself to a few Pacific serving bowls and serving platters, as well as maybe a few linen napkins. And of course, I had to get a Topanga candle to make my house smell delish when everyone comes over. I am hosting Friendsgiving this year, so I needed to impress. Find your forever pieces at jennykane.com/home. Our listeners get 15% off your first order when you use code VINE at checkout. That's 15% off your first order, JENNIKAYNE.com/home, promo code VINE. In season 2 preview of your show, you said I was in bed the last 3 months of 2022 working on my mental health. Now, I love that because I wish I would have known at 22 to work on my mental health. Like, I get so excited for people your age to get to my, I feel like I'm so old, to get to my age though. And you will, especially if you're journaling and writing and you're documenting so much of your life, you're going to look back in however many years and be so proud of yourself for what you're doing now in your life. But do you have PMDD? Because I do. Okay.
PMDD. Yeah.
Do you have PCOS too? Because, okay, same. I have both those things. And the PMDD again, if I would have known this at 22, it would have changed my whole life, because for however many years I thought maybe bipolar. I thought maybe just like always depressed. I would ruin relationships. I would be so hard on myself. I wouldn't show up for work. Sometimes like it really crippled me in so many ways. So to figure that out at such a young age, where did you just have to like advocate for yourself and be like, what is happening here and how do I fix it?
I think it was just because I was at the lowest you can get, like very scary. And I just called my dad. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Yeah. And then crying back and forth for like hours, and I've always like knew something was surrounding my period, but I feel like
you're taught
everyone's like,
you're a bitchy on your period, you're just like, taught that to deal with it.
So I told my dad that, and then we ended up finding out about PMDD. I went to like psychiatrists, got like tested for everything else, and then went to some other doctors and got diagnosed, which I think the diagnosis is like the best thing, because now I'm like, if I don't have an emotion for more than like 3 weeks, then I know that it's probably that related. Even like sometimes I don't even realize, but I'm like, oh, I need to end like this friendship. It's not working. It's like they hate me. And the feeling that everyone hates me is probably the biggest thing. Yeah. Just like no one likes me. No one cares about me. And that was probably what I was dealing with the most this year and what's shown on the show a lot. And I also, like, because I was really sick last year, I lost a lot of weight. So my periods were messed up. Yep. So it just never went away.
Well,
and
hormones mess with everything.
Yeah. So it was just like 3 months. I lost like 30 pounds. I was like gosh, so skinny. Sorry. And yeah, I feel like working on your mental health is such like a funny statement because it's like, okay, like whatever.
Well, everyone now says like, of course you work on your mental health, but do you like what are you actually doing?
Like right now,
I mean?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not, but I'm in a really good place. But this is the time where you should work on it. But I'm like, oh, whatever.
I don't know.
I was like, I don't need to go to therapy. I should probably be still going to therapy.
But it's nice to. You're so self-aware. And
no, that's so bad.
No, it's not. It's well, I mean, if you think you should be going to therapy, go. I'm not going to hold you back. But I just think, if you're in a good place, enjoy that too and be proud of yourself because maybe you're in a good place because you have worked on it, you know, and maybe you don't need to go as much as you used to need to go. And like you can celebrate being in that place now where you're like, oh, I'm here. Mm-hmm. I'm in a good spot. But I also wanted to thank you for sharing it because again, I'm probably going to bring up your age a lot because I'm very impressed. I'm impressed by it. But there's so many younger people that look up to you and who follow you. And I know from being when I was young, all I had in magazines was Cosmopolitan and get your body to look like this so he'll like you. Mm-hmm. And nobody talked about mental health. And for you to be the age that you are inspiring all these young people, like you've probably changed lives just from saying out loud what you're going through. Mm-hmm. So does that come easy to you to just openly share things, or is this something that you choose to do for the greater good, or maybe both?
I don't love doing it because honestly, I feel I'm like, oh, people are going to think I'm using it for attention or like a crutch or whatever. But I'm like, it's so debilitating because I'm fine one day and then I'm like, what is wrong with me? Yeah. And I think because I know me identifying that it was just like something related to my period was the best thing for me.
Of course. Because then you have an answer.
It's like, okay, this isn't going to last. Yeah. Like, or if it lasts, then like maybe we need to do some more work. Right. But now because I'm a lot healthier and like gained weight, it's like only a couple days and not as bad. But when I was like staying at home and really sick, it was full 2 weeks and then I would get my period and then I'm basically 1 week of like feeling okay.
Yeah, see that's not okay. You know what I mean? Like there's so many people out there that suffer from hormones, from PMDD, from PCOS, from anything that has to do with the female body where you're taught to think it's normal. Mm-hmm. And you're taught to go, well, this is what your body does.
Like it's not good.
No.
It's miserable.
So do you recommend like people finding the right help with like finding a good psychiatrist and doctors and people that can really like dive into what is going on in your like cycle, your health, and just having those resources? Like,
I mean, I think so. I haven't really done too much. I kind of just found out and was like, okay, I'll deal with it later. And then I had a really great year and haven't dealt with it yet.
Good.
So eventually I'll probably step back and be like, okay, let's figure out what's going on. But there's also not a lot of research.
Right.
And it's kind of like, oh, this birth control could help. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, and then they have all the symptoms.
Yeah, and it's like okay, it's not even worth it for me, I feel like. But I've just been like eating and trying to be as healthy as I can, sleeping and also going out and having fun because I think I got so used to just like cocooning that it was just easy to say no to everything.
Yeah. But you forget how much sometimes like connection can help because I go one of two ways where either I want to be out and enjoy everybody or I want to be in my house and not speak to a soul. Mm-hmm. And it's like either A or B and there's no in between for me. And when I dread it and then I actually get there, I'm like, oh, why do I always think this is going to be so tough or bad when it really, like, you need that human connection with people. And especially if you're surrounding yourself with the right people. Do you find it hard in the world you're in to find the right people to surround yourself with? Or do you have a pretty solid group?
I have a pretty solid group.
That's amazing.
And, like, I have my hometown best friend who I see pretty often. She's, like, in college, but I'll visit her. And she's, like, with me for the whole summer. And I think just having... even, like, the team around me, I'm very close to everyone, my family. I have done a pretty good job at keeping people that, like, make me feel good around me. And don't stress me out. And don't, like, I don't hang out with anyone I argue with. Maybe, like, my sister, but that's about it. That's, like, anyone that would cause me more stress in my life, I just can't do it because it just makes the cycle so much worse.
Like, how did you come to that realization? I feel like so many people search their whole life to know what you just said.
Well, I just knew something was so wrong. I was throwing up every morning from anxiety, like literally like stomach acid every morning. I'm like, what's wrong with me? I can't. I feel like everyone's mad at me all the time. And once I kind of started changing all that, I haven't like thrown up from anxiety in months, and I feel really good, and I can go to sleep and sleep through the night. Like I just see
the benefits of even, you know,
like small changes.
Yes, small changes. I think that's a really important thing for people to take away. Is everyone always thinks it's going to be these big drastic measures to, you know, arrive to happiness.
Working out twice a day. And like doing like you don't have to. I mean, obviously, that's
moving your body is great, but don't force yourself to do all these things that you think are going to be these big changes. Where micro shifts are like where the big changes happen eventually.
Yeah.
And they're approachable, you know, like the micro shifts are approachable. You don't have to make it harder on yourself than it has to be. Do you think being in the public eye or having so many eyes on you has helped or hurt that in a way? Like, was this always kind of like once you started going through like the hormones and everything, was that kind of what you were facing with? Or did you find that being so much in the public eye made it worse?
I've always had this. Yeah. Like in high school.
So no matter what.
Yeah, I remember dealing with it, and I think I was just like, it's so hard to determine like, oh, it's my period. Because you forget. The second you get it, it's like, oh, wait, I was totally fine. I was being dramatic. But like, no, and that never goes
away, by the way. I'm 38 and I still am like, no, it's not. It's not that time. Like, I'm just, this is how I'm feeling. And I try, and then I go, oh.
Because it's technically not real.
Right.
Which is, like, very nice to hear. But that is the hardest thing to hear.
Well, because you're like, it's validating but discouraging at the same time.
Because, like, I know I feel this way. I mean, I thought I was, like, bipolar. Or, and I was just trying to look for an answer that would make it real. And, but I don't know. I feel like because I'm not going through it right this second, I'm like, oh, it's fine. It's not that bad. It's really very tough to deal with. And also tough for people around me. And I feel bad because I just start, like, self-sabotaging because I'm like, everyone hates me, so I'm going to, like, cut everyone off or whatever and just stay to myself. And I think I've done a good job at stopping that. And, like, my sister knows, and she's like, I'm just not going to talk to you. I'm like, honestly, probably good. Let's take a couple days.
Well, sometimes that's all you need is a couple days, you know, like some people recharge by being around others, and by, you know, we all recharge differently. So if you just need 2 days to like take whatever you need for yourself, I hope, and I don't think you do, feel guilty for doing that because you know that's going to, you know, benefit you in the long run. I think that's great. Do you let any sort of outside noise, because I know you keep your circle close, but do you let noise of the internet, like trolls, and do you read comments? Do you let that affect you?
I do read comments.
Yeah.
Again, like, if I read it today, it wouldn't affect me. Like, if I'm reading it when I'm going through something, I'm like, oh my God, this is the worst thing in the entire world.
Yeah.
And then when I feel like that, I'm like, oh, okay. Might be something going on.
Do you ever feel tightness in your little tummy sitting in rush hour traffic or
kind of get sick to your stomach before a big presentation. I feel like I can't be alone on this, but that is because it's your gut and not your brain. Isn't that weird? Your gut, not your brain, is responsible for your stress response. So to manage stress and feel calm and in control, you have to give your gut what it needs to thrive. I personally, as you know, trust Just Thrive probiotic because it's recommended by some of the biggest names in the health industry. It's a game changer for helping you sidestep gas, bloat, constipation, and it's been shown to help flip the switch on stress so you can feel confident and in control while not being bloated. What? For next level stress management, I pair the probiotic with Just Thrive's breakthrough new formula, Just Calm. Just Calm's proprietary ingredients have been clinically proven to reduce perceived stress, improve sleep quality and energy, and even encourage better focus and flow. So you can learn more about this groundbreaking company in the Good Gut Health episode from December 21st, where I actually went into depth with Tina, the co-founder. It's really informative. I actually love that episode. So beat the stress before it beats you. Right now, you can save 20% off this dynamic duo bundle of Just Thrive probiotic and Just Calm when you go to justthrive.com and use code VINE at checkout. And while you're there, be sure to just check out all their other research-based gut and immune health products. So make this the year you take control of your health with Just Thrive. You've obviously been your own advocate for your physical and mental health, but isn't it nice to just have yourself in your own corner to go, oh, yeah, I know what's going on. I know that I can
just like, let me go to sleep and we'll think about it in the morning. Like when I start spiraling, I'm like, you know what? I just try to tire myself out. Like crying and my life is over, whatever. I just keep going until I'm so exhausted. I fall asleep and I wake up and I'm like, oh, that was weird.
Is it hard to know that people look up to you to say like, but how could you, like, you have everything, you've got this incredible family, you're successful, you're gorgeous, you've got all these things going for you, and you're like, Kate, tell me you've never experienced anxiety without telling me, you know, like it doesn't matter who you are, on what scale, people experience this. And again, like, thank you for sharing it with people because I think it really helps.
Yeah.
Even as an older lady, just kidding, but it helped me, like, hearing you say that.
I just think because it's so, like, it twists your mind so much where you just feel like nothing and no positive feelings towards yourself, that like everything could be going perfectly and I'm just miserable. And it's so frustrating. I'm like, I'm ruining all these good times. That's why now when I'm feeling good, I try to do as much as I can because I don't want to waste my life. And I think the more I go out and hang out with people and have fun, the less the symptoms are. But there's honestly, like, still some months it could be really bad. And I'm like,
I think that's the frustrating part about PMDD is like, 1 month you're like, okay, am I cured?
This is easy. Yeah.
It didn't happen this time. And then the next month it's like, again, crippling, debilitating, where you can't get out of bed. It's just, it's not a fun game that you got to play every month too. Like every month, clockwork, you just have to go through this guessing game. It's so hard.
Exactly.
So how do you decide what to share with your audience?
Honestly, I don't think about it like that.
That's great.
I'm just like, sometimes I say things. If someone asks me the right question, I'll answer it. Like, I don't know. I'm not like, oh, I'm keeping this to myself. Just because, whatever.
Well, you've got this audience, and I always call it a big responsibility because, you know, like people, you make people's days, you help them through things. And so when people don't overthink what they're posting and they're just like, this is who I am in a day, that attracts more people. You know what I mean? It's the right kind of people are going to be drawn to. And again, this is your career now. You know what I mean? Like, this is your TV show. Do you have a clothing line? Is that what's happening over the
clothing line, shoe line? A lot of stuff going on.
Music. So I like that you're able to just not overthink that and share what you want when you want, because I do think that makes people trust you.
Yeah, I hope so.
It does. What is your relationship with social media like outside of business?
Oh, I am the biggest social media viewer of all
You're
time.
A consumer.
Like, I know every drama in every niche little community on the internet. Like, I know everything. And so every time someone goes to show me something, I'm like, I know. Like, I saw it. Thanks.
Like, how many hours do you spend on your phone consuming?
Last week, there was a day where I had 19 hours of screen time. No, 19 hours and 59 minutes.
So 20 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, now justify this to me.
I can't. I really can't.
Like, so, but you're entertained. It's not like you're consuming stuff that's making something hard on you. You're having the best time.
I'm having the best time.
Okay.
I love the internet. I think it's so much fun.
That's amazing.
And it's cool that I get to do it as a job.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm doing market research.
Yeah,
my dad gets so mad. He's like, let me see your screen time. I'm like,
you're like, it's research and development. I'm getting inspired to do more. But is your dad present on social media? He has Instagram, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Does he have TikTok?
Yeah. He knows everything too. We always we'll start a conversation and did you see, and then just finish the other sentence. I'm like, yeah. He spends a lot of time on his phone.
What is his screen time? Like similar?
Probably, but he said he answers emails on his phone. He says
emails are like the new snail mail to me. I'm like, just text me or call me because I don't check emails anymore. Do you feel like the person that everyone sees online is your true self, or is there still or do you feel misunderstood sometimes?
Yeah, I feel like my online presence is so much worse than I am in person. I think I'm so much more fun and cool in person.
Really? That's a great thing.
I know, which I love. So when people meet me, they're like, "Oh, you're not an annoying TikToker." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm really fun." But it does suck because I feel like people would like me a lot more. But it just would be a lot of effort to try to show my personality online because it's very complex.
Yeah, well, and that's kind of the beauty of the internet too, is you don't have to. You know?
Yeah,
I keep some of those moments for yourself.
I feel that people who follow me and have followed me for a while have a better idea. But I think if someone just saw a couple videos of me and they're like, oh, she's a cute little influencer.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're like, I'm more than that. I'm more than that. That's what do you think the peak and valley is, the best part and the worst part about the career path that you're on?
The best part, probably being able to spend so much time with the people I like and my family and just doing crazy shit. I'm like, oh my God. The worst part is probably move so fast sometimes where I don't enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
So I've been doing a better job at that, but I feel like I've experienced things and I'm like, oh, I was so nervous or whatever, or nervous what people would say that I didn't enjoy that.
Yeah. God, I'm excited for you. You have so much life to live, and you're gonna be so you're gonna be just the most self-aware queen ever. You really are. I'm like, God, I wish I could go. If I could go back in time, I would want to do more research into my own self, and you're doing it right.
Thanks.
You are. Yeah. You're welcome. Take the compliment. Okay, so now I know in your show, one of the clips said, on the internet, every single person I'm next to, I'm dating. But that must be hard. It's literally every time you're next to someone that's probably
I've had 30 boyfriends this year.
Yeah.
And it's I'm 22.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want, if you were in college as a 22-year-old and every little sneaky hookup was shown online.
Oh, yeah, no.
Or any person you would talk to or whatever. So it's
you're just exposed at all times.
If you're out in public, sure, whatever, but it is kind of why does everything have to be so serious all the time? Everything's dating and relationships. I'm 22.
Yeah.
Chill out. Not everything has to be black and white. Whatever. You see someone for a couple weeks. I don't get. And if you are seen with multiple guys, you're a whore.
Yep.
I'm shut up. Who cares?
I love your
I'm not
attitude.
Dating you. Shut up. I don't.
I think it's fun because I don't know if you're like me, but I have always had a lot of guy friends.
Mm-hmm.
I find myself to be a girl's girl because I have the most solid girlfriends in my life that I've had since I was young.
Mm-hmm.
And I love them and I would do anything for them. And there's so many times in my life where I'll always put I'll think about a woman's feelings first.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also such a dude's dude where I get around a group of guys and I go, I feel like I belong. I feel like I'm supposed to be here. But that comes with people always just think I'm surrounding myself with guys, and do you have a lot of guy friends?
I have a couple. I feel recently I've my best friend, I just want to hang out with her all the time. I don't really care about anyone else. Yeah. And I've always only been around girls. My whole family's basically girls. So I think I'm better at it.
Yeah.
I do like being around guys, but guys are a lot more drama.
Hey,
and they
I
are
know.
gossipy little bitches. Like, oh my God. Don't shut up. They're sneaky. Guys are so much worse. And I feel like I've been single for a year or whatever and just been like going out more or whatever. I'm like, they suck. Yeah, all of them. And they're drama starters.
Yeah.
And
they're babies too. Men are babies. I'm sorry. I said it. Men are babies.
But girls get a bad reputation. The boys are worse.
Because it's easy because we get our periods and it's something to blame.
Yeah.
And men are, trust me, I was the bachelorette. I dated 30 men at once and I was like, y'all are worse than the girls. They really are. It's funny. Okay, so a lot of my listeners are millennials too because I really wanted to find out if anyone was like the Gen Z era out there and like hear something. But does Gen Z have a problem with millennials or do millennials secretly have a problem with Gen Z for not caring about them?
I think everyone's just like annoyed with each other. They're always fighting. I'm like, both of you guys are annoying. Shut up.
I agree.
Like, I don't know. Gen Z hates everything millennials do, and I think millennials don't even get that Gen Z is making fun of them sometimes.
That's exactly what that's what I think. I'm like, we're not in on the joke.
No.
No.
But I think with TikTok picking up a little bit, I think everyone's getting closer to the same page. Because now my parents know things. I'm like,
that's true. It's like TikTok's blending us all together because now I'm saying things like dead ass and like sus. And then I'm like, Kaitlyn, you're pushing 40, bitch. Let's calm down. I do. I feel like sometimes I'm like trying, but it's catchy. You guys have catchy stuff.
Yeah.
And good, and everybody, I do. I love the Gen Z generation. It actually makes me excited to have kids because I got really scared for a minute about having kids. And well, now I'm single and 38, so I don't know when that's going to happen. But at some point when it happens, I'm actually excited because I feel like your generation is so open to just like being human.
Yeah, we're insane. Everyone's insane.
But in
a great way where it's like we're all open and like
honest and deep.
Very interesting.
Very interesting.
Everyone's really emotional in a good way and like it's great everyone's open about their emotions.
Yeah.
But it is a lot.
It is a lot.
I don't know. But also I feel like we're fed so much of like information every day that it just gets so holy shit, what's going on? Like you read a crazy news article and then the next thing it's like, oh, puppy video and your mind is just all over the place. I think we're all gonna go insane. But
I think I already am.
Yeah.
That's so true. It's the
mindless scrolling.
And like now if a video is 30 seconds, that's too long for my brain.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite trend right now? Like whether it be a hair, outfit, makeup, dance, saying anything. Like what are you like, this is it right now?
I like watching food videos.
Really?
I feel like I'm just so hungry. I think that was my whole For You page when I was here. So that's all I can think of. Yeah.
That's good.
But I love watching people eat and like make food.
I can't. I'm the opposite. I'm literally like if I hear people chew
in person, it's bad. But I love ASMR.
You do? Mm-hmm. I don't know why. I think I'm like so irritated by mouth noises that I can't handle ASMR. I can't. Where do you live? LA?
I live in LA.
So when do you go back?
I think 2 weeks.
In 2
going
weeks.
to Milan. I think. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
This bitch. I'm going to Milan. I think. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
I just go where I'm told.
I'm the same way. Are you here for 2 weeks in New York?
I'm here for a week and then to Milan for a week, I think. Then home.
That's fun.
But I like doing all this and it's really fun, but I have a really good like routine at home and I like my bed.
I get that. It's nice to feel routine, especially when your life is so crazy. Like that kind of structure gets you back to feeling like yourself again for you to be able to get up and go and move and get busy again. So what are you looking forward to the most coming up?
I think the show to be out. I think it's going to be insane, but a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know. I feel like a bunch of random little stuff all over the place.
I'm excited for your music.
I know. I'm very excited to start releasing. I just want it to be right.
Yeah. Don't be too hard on yourself.
I know. And then I want to perform and go on tour.
So when you picture yourself on tour, do you like singing?
Singing. I need to work on the movement. it's very tough for me, but hopefully I'll get better.
You
I'm
mean
just
like
very
on
stiff.
stage? Yeah. You know what? All you got to do is do it a few times.
Yeah.
I feel like well, have you done performing like music on stage?
Mm-hmm.
And so you just feel like
I'm very stiff. I'm not a good dancer. I did not.
Would you ever go on Dancing with the Stars?
We talked about it. I can't go into the season right after my sister won.
Fair. Yeah.
And then get out the first week, which like you'd be no, you would. I would. I'm very bad.
It doesn't matter how bad you are. You have a very supportive and large audience.
I don't
and
think
it's a voting
anyone
show.
would want to see it. Like it's so painful.
The thing that I love about Dancing with the Stars is watching people improve. I don't want to see someone good right off the bat and then just like stay consistent. Like, well, actually, your sister was really fun to watch because she was so good.
So good.
So really good dancer, really talented. But I would root for you.
Thanks.
Yeah, I would root for you. On the Dancing with the Stars note, I have to say this because Alan is so mad at me right now. He was like, Kaitlyn, you called me a dick on your podcast and it like got picked up by people and us. And they were like, Alan's apparently the worst one in the ballroom. And I was like, if you listen to my podcast, everybody knows I love Alan. He's like a brother to me. I love to hate him. We butt heads and like, but I love him the most of that whole show. And so everybody, they won't pick up a good headline, but I'm going to say it. I love Alan. I would pick him as my dance partner if I was to ever do like an all-stars season.
I know they need to.
Could you imagine?
I want Charlie
if they do a winners season, like I'll have to accept the fact that your sister will win again, but I would love to do it. That would be so fun.
I would love to see her do it again. And I just love Mark and BC.
Oh my God.
So amazing. The sweetest people in the entire world. Everyone was just so nice.
Isn't it like a nice family feel over there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how they have like the energy to do all of that. That's I can't.
Well, and for the ones like him, he's also a musician. So it's like I could only like I had to put everything on hold. I still did my podcast when I was doing dancing, but it felt impossible.
Yeah. Because
it is so grueling. It is such a grind. It's so many hours and it's exhausting, as you know from your family being. I mean,
Charlie, I just know because I was like living with Charlie. She's so hard on herself. So I think she pushed herself a lot harder than she needed to. But obviously, like, it worked out.
Yeah.
But
where does she keep her mirror ball?
I think it's like, it was in our living room. Where is it? I think it's in her room, like around. I think it's like near her candy drawer or something. Like, oh my God.
I have mine just propped up right in like my peripheral vision for when I'm podcasting. I'm like, if I ever like get insecure, I'm like, bitch.
It's such like a funny thing because I feel like.
Because it's like plastic?
How do you. That's such a weird goal for someone to have because like if you want to be on it, like you have to get famous first, whatever.
Right.
And then. I look at him like, you won this. That's so weird.
I know.
What the heck?
I know.
My mom made it really far too.
Especially when you know the hard work that goes into it, you can like appreciate it for them more.
Yeah.
Well, that's amazing. So tell everybody where they will be able to find your music. Should they just be following you because you'll probably announce it all?
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody's already following you, but
on social media.
Yes. Tell us, is it just your name?
Just
your at handle?
On Spotify. I think everything else is Dixie D'Amelio.
Okay, perfect.
I'll be there. Yeah.
I'm excited for you.
I think it's going to be good.
Yeah.
I would love to go back to Nashville.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Go out in Nashville.
I would take you anywhere, whatever you want to do. I've been there for 7 years and I feel like I know the ropes now.
It's so much fun.
Isn't it fun?
We did like a line dancing class the first time I went. It was really bad, but it was so much fun.
I grew up in this place called Alberta where that's what we did on Friday nights. We went line dancing. It's like people do it now as a joke. I did it for real back in my day. I need to stop acting like I'm your grandma over here. But yeah, come to Nashville.
Yes.
We'll have some wine, go line dancing, do whatever you want. But I also have so many friends I'm sure you can write with whoever the hell you want, but I have really good people there too for that. So I'm excited for you. I feel like this is going to be a really good year. And I just am like, I don't even know you and I feel proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
I do. I'm excited for you. I'm Kaitlyn Bristowe. I'll see you next Tuesday.
See you next